1, 2, 3, 4.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Medicarelism, the podcast where we make Medicare make sense. I am your host, Saranes Lejulus, and this podcast is a educational podcast where we talk about everything that has to do with Medicare. And whether you are aging into Medicare, you already enrolled into a Medicare plan, or you are an agent looking to sharpen your knowledge and better serve your clients, Medicarelism is your go-to resource for education, transparency, and Medicare done right. So today, we are addressing one of the most popular questions people ask all the time. Do you need to sign up for Medicare? So the answer to this question is not as a yes or no answer. There are nuance to it. When someone asks me, do they need to sign up for Medicare? My answer is always, it depends. Just like almost everything, most things in life, it depends on, there are many factors that determine whether or not you need to sign up for Medicare. Now, it's important for you to know what applies to you, your own and unique situation, to make a decision whether or not you're going to sign up for Medicare, but it really depends on whether or not you would sign up for Medicare. Now, for most people, when you turn 65 or when you are turning 65, you are required to sign up for Medicare. If you don't sign up for Medicare, there could be penalties for not signing up for Medicare. That's what the rule says. That's how Medicare is written. If you are turning 65, you are eligible for Medicare. You have to sign up for Medicare. Okay? Now, that is the rule as it stands. Now, there are criteria that can give you an exception where you do not need to sign up for Medicare. So that's the reason why at the start, we said whether or not you sign up for Medicare really depends on certain factors. Now, let's face it, today you have millions of Americans turning 65. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, today, more than 13 to 14 million Americans, they are still working. They are still working. Now, if you work, you may be eligible not to sign up for Medicare. Now, when you ask yourself, do I need to sign up for Medicare? There are 3 questions that you need to ask yourself. Question number 1, whether or not you can delay Medicare past 65 when you working really depends on a few questions. Okay, the first question you have to ask yourself, do you have employer health coverage? Question number 1, do you have employer health coverage? Question number 2 that you need to ask yourself, does your employer have 20 or more employees that are covered through your current health coverage, the plan? Is that coverage considered creditable coverage? You would have an exception where you do not have to sign up for Medicare. Yes, a resounding yes to those questions, you can delay signing up for Medicare. Now, if you said yes to all of those questions, then there are a couple more things that you need to pay attention to. All right, so if you have coverage, you don't have to have coverage personally. You don't have to be directly covered by your employer. But if you are enrolled into a healthcare where your spouse is, through your spouse, and then you still qualify to delay signing up for Medicare. So let's say if you work and then you don't have coverage at your job, but your spouse works for a large company or a company where you have health coverage with your spouse or through your spouse, then you could qualify to delay getting or signing up for Medicare. is it creditable? What is considered creditable coverage? So if you have a health care, not every coverage is considered creditable. For example, did you know that if you have coverage, so a plan, a coverage is considered creditable if it is as good or better than what you would normally get through Medicare. So now, why you may consider signing up for Medicare? So if you're approaching age 65 and any of the following situations apply to you, then you need to enroll during what is known your Medicare initial enrollment period. So that's what they call the IEP. So we'll get into that another time. But if you are not going to work, if you're not going to be working, or if you have an employer coverage from an employer with less than or fewer than 20 employees, or if your spouse employer requires you to get Medicare to stay on their health plan, then you need to consider signing up for Medicare. Now, if you don't enroll during your IEP, the initial enrollment period, you could face financial premium penalties for enrolling late. So remember, if you do not sign up for Medicare when you are supposed to sign up during the time period where you are allowed to sign up, which is a 7-month period, which is 3 months before the month you turn 65, the month you turn 65, and then 3 months after you turn 65, then you could be, a penalty could be imposed on you for not signing for Medicare when you were eligible to sign up for Medicare. And by the way, that penalty stays forever. For most people, you have to pay whatever the penalty that you incur, stay with you for a lifetime. You can, for the most part. Now, there are ways that you may be able to avoid paying for that, but for most people, unless you qualify to get it waived, you are gonna have to pay for the penalty for the rest of your life. All right, so a couple of things that we need to discuss before we finish here. Now, if you are not eligible for Medicare, if you're not going to sign up for Medicare, then that is a decision that you have to make between you, your spouse, if you are married, and your family to see whether or not you need to sign up for Medicare. But that is something that you need to be thinking about as early as possible. So don't wait last minute to decide whether or not you want to sign up for Medicare. So you should definitely know before or by the time you turn 65 to know whether or not you are going to sign up for Medicare or whether or not you are going to delay signing up for Medicare. So I always tell people, for the most part, signing up for Medicare is usually a financial decision for most people. And the reason why I say it's a financial decisions for a lot of people, because you have to consider what it would cost to uh, sign up for Medicare on a monthly basis relative to what your employer is charging you or what you're paying through your employer to maintain your health care coverage. So for most people, if it's going to cost you more with your employer, then it's a no-brainer. Then you sign up for Medicare because you're eligible for it. But if the cost is less or equal with your employer, then normally a lot of people stay with the employer because they can have better coverage. So really, that's the reason why I recommend that you talk to your advisor or you talk to a licensed Medicare agent, someone that is knowledgeable, that you can trust to help you work through all the multiple questions or concerns that you may have to determine and decide whether or not signing up for Medicare would be a good thing for you. All right. So I'm sure you guys are going to have questions for today. And I am asking you, if you have any questions, you can leave your comments, questions below. Go ahead and send me your feedback. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. We are looking to bring you more videos. If you have any questions specifically that has to do with you, we would love to hear from you. Please do us a favor and like it. Number 2, share the video. And number 3, please follow this channel, because the way we can serve more people is that you let us know that we're doing a good job. So by you following and liking the page, Google, or rather YouTube, can bring this video to the forefront to more people who need this type of content, because we want to serve a greater number of people more and more every day. So, but we need your help. We can't do it by ourselves. We need your help to help spread the word. But more importantly, we want to hear from you. That's all we have for you today. Stay tuned and sign up so that you can get notified on the next video that we're gonna bring for you to you. And we'll look forward to talking to you in a couple of weeks. Well, we'll look forward to having you next time. Stay tuned.